Hey boys, we're back with another video, but this time we're gonna go down the how to route today. I will be showing you how to get every single legendary Pokemon in Bronze Legacy, which is by far one of the best and most underrated copies of Pokémon Brick Bronze. Some of the Pokemon obtained can be found in other games, but the vast majority will be in this game strictly. With that, let's play. I like to classify the legendaries into two groups. You have roaming legendaries, and then you have encountering legendaries. Roaming legendaries are essentially Pokemon that you can only find in the wild, while encountering legendaries are Pokemon you can battle up front upon completing something. Let's start with the obvious, Latios and Latias. You can start finding them in the wild as soon as you enter Route 15 and complete the cutscene of them flying over. Easy as that, right? Latios and Latias are the only Pokemon that you can easily obtain like that. For the other Pokemon, you will have to seek them out to unlock them. The legendary beasts can be found at Kragono's cliffs right before you board the airship to go to Anthean City. Right next to the Skytrain will be rocks to climb up. You can only get up here with a Pokemon that knows rock climb. After that, just follow my steps.
Look at this dude.
We are now able to find the legendary beasts in the wild because we did this. In Laguna Lake, you can find the Swords of Justice by having a Pokemon No Surf and going this way. I have already done this, which is why they aren't here, but you will be able to see them for yourself. One more group of Pokemon like this is also the Forces of Nature. When you enter Route 12 after leaving Iridia City, follow where I go. You must also have a Pokemon that knows Rock Smash and Cut to get to them. You may be wondering where the third one is, and that's because to get it, you will have to get Thundurus and Tornadus and in your party, return to the same place to get Landorus. The next Pokemon will be Celebi. To get Celebi, go back to the Lumberjacks on Route 7 and rematch the main guy. Here, he will you give a GS Ball, which if you go to Route 9 and go to this small wooden structure right here, you will be able to encounter it.
Can you speak English?
From you will have to get a Pokemon that knows Headbutt. I decided to get a Zigzagoon and leveled it up to level 12 to do so. Once you have a Pokemon with that move, fly to Port Deca and do what I do. The final roaming Pokemon is Zeraora, which you can get after simply rematching the first gym leader after having all 8 gym badges. After beating him, he'll simply put it in either your team or box. Easy as that, but with that, we can now move on to our second class of legendaries. Encountering legendaries are by far the most GOAT Pokemon, but usually these are a task to get. The only encountering legendary that requires no work is Heatran. All you need is a Pokemon that knows Rock Climb and make your way to Mount Igneous. The Weather Trio may be my personal favorite group of legendary Pokemon, and it's pretty fun getting these guys. To get Groudon and Kyogre, you will have to rematch both the Fire and Water-type gym leaders after getting all 8 badges. The Fire-type gym leader will give you a red orb, which going back to Mount Igneous, you can place it on the stand where Team Eclipse used it. For Kyogre, you will have to obtain the blue orb by going to Tessa's grandpa. After talking to him, fly to Crescent Island and follow my steps. To get Rayquaza, you will have to have both Kyogre and Groudon in your party and fly to Port Deca. Talk to this man, which he will allow you to go to Sky Pillar. Follow my steps to make your way to Rayquaza. That wasn't supposed to happen, and clearly it's bugged. But after my gamer rage fit, I decided to move on. To get the legendary birds, you will have to buy tickets to each of their islands from this guy with deep sea scales. To get deep sea scales, have a Pokemon in your party that has compound eyes and frisk and hunt for them in Kragono's cliffs down here. When you have all scales, you can buy tickets for all 3 islands and get each bird from every one of them. If you caught all 3 of them, you will be able to get Lugia. Have them in your party and fly to Kesma Town and talk to this old man. Here, he will give you a silver wing. Fly to Rose Cove City and follow where I go. To get Shaman, you have to collect all 5 different flower colors of Floette. You can do this up here in Route 10, but when you have them all, talk to this lady in this tent with them all in your party on Route 9 and she will give you a Gracidia. Afterwards, fly to Kragono's cliffs and go where I go. Shaman will appear here when you do all this. For Koraidon, go to Route 12 and follow where I go. You will have to fight these 2 guys, but afterwards, you will be able to go against Koraidon. It appears to be bugged at the moment, so maybe wait for it to be fixed. For Magirna, this is the one that will take the longest. I will use Infrared God's video on this, but basically you will need 750 Pokemon in your Pokédex and talk to this guy. After you do, go to the Anthean Museum and go up here to activate its cutscene. Jirachi is a personal favorite of mine, and it's pretty easy. Go to the Grove of Dreams on Route 9 and go where I go. You can only do this at night, but step on this platform and type in the chat, "I wish for," which will activate its cutscene. Deoxys can be found at Cosmios Valley only during a certain weather condition. To check weather conditions, have a Pokemon with Fly, and you can see the forecast. Whenever it says there's a meteor shower, then that means you will have an opportunity to get it. Follow where I go. At this meteor, make sure you have a Pokemon that knows Rock Smash and repeatedly hit it until you get it. To get Jenny Sect, fly to Crescent Town and go to Team Eclipse's underground base. From here, go to Professor Cypress's office and take this keycard and go where I go. To get the Lake Guardians, you're going to have to use the UMV sub and find fossilized eggs. But when you do, there's a low chance it'll be one of them, so have fun with that. For Cresselia, you can only get it during the Northern Lights. Stand still for 2 minutes, and when you do, you'll be asked to travel to a dream. When you enter, go this way. The next Pokemon will be the Regis. First, you will need to get yourself a Girafarig and Dunsparce, which can be found at Route 5 and Old Iridia. Once you have them, go to Frostvale City and follow where I go. Here, you will have to do a puzzle, which I will show the code on screen. Use Rock Smash on this wall and approach this puzzle, but for some reason it activated the Regis without having me have to do it, but here's a picture of what it should look like. After this, go to all 3 locations which I have on the screen to get each one of them. If you caught all Regis, put them in your party and go to Route 14 and follow where I go for Regigigas. Regigigas is considered a roaming legendary, but to do that you will have to encounter and catch the 3 legendary titans. The last Pokemon for this video is Victini. For Victini, go back to Iridia Ruins and enter the temple. We will need to collect some jewels first, so follow where I go.
Hello there.
And that's it. That's all the legendary Pokemon that you can get in Pokemon Brick Bronze. Thank you so much for watching. If you decided to stick to the end, I have an amazing video up my sleeve, so be on the lookout for it in the coming week or two. With that, take care.